So tell me, world, are you scared of the dark? When it all goes down and the lights go out, I'm not the one you wanna see. Some will and some won't, some do and some don't. Now tell me who you're gonna be. See, I couldn't really give a fuck if I am so unbearable. All that I really care about is that I'm uncomparable. They're bigger than me and they're quicker than me, but they know that nobody is sicker than me, cause they can kill X and they can kill Y.
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and we are in episode number 20 of season number 5 of our career mode with West Ham United. Today it won't be the full-throttled, passionate episode, just purely because a little bit of issues with my voice. We had a bit of a party, and we started playing FIFA, and lots of chanting, lots of cheering, lots of drink, and lots of fun. Anyway, that's not the point. The table is not looking too bad. We're still in amongst it. Obviously, Spurs are starting to create a gap, and our next game is actually against Manchester City, so we really need to get something out of that game, because otherwise they're going to start accelerating away, and before we know it, we could be in mid-table, which would be really, really depressing, because we have such a decent side. Just things of late have not been going our way. You know, our passing game, for some reason, has completely crumbled and fallen down. We're conceding sloppy goals, you know, a lot of late goals. The Aston Villa game was very, very frustrating to concede so many late goals. As you can see, obviously, Rocker is stepping in for John Guidetti. Guidetti is out injured, which is really, really, again, frustrating. I'm so gutted that he's out. He really is a talisman that I enjoy using. You know, he's such a phenomenal player. And of late, you can actually switch him into a cam position, and he actually plays really well there, which is quite cool. Even though he doesn't have it on his locker to be able to play in there. But as normal, we start off really, really sloppily, and look at Baratelli just doing the work, doing the business. He's such a pain in the arse. He really causes us problems. Every time we play Man City, there's two players that I absolutely hate. Hamzik and Baratelli. They really absolutely go to town on us. It was nice to see Eduardo break away there. We spread the play out to the left-hand side, and you know, Nelson Oliveira in a world of space. Great ball back, but good defending from Man City. Nothing came from the attack, but it was nice to see a counter-attack, and it was nice to see some fluent football for once. So speaking of fluent football, knocking the ball around with a little bit more confidence than we have over the last few episodes, you know, stroking the ball around. Nelson Oliveira taking that Guidetti role, dropping deep to pick up the ball, knocking it into Eduardo, who's given the ball away sloppy a few times. Rocker with a great ball to Oliveira, and unfortunately Oliveira just couldn't get out of his feet to strike it and score, which again, you know, was a little bit annoying, but one of those things. It was great to see Rocker playing, and I think he's going to be, I think he is going to be a legend, a real legend. He's so good. It's so hard to describe to you how good he really, really is. Anyway, Hamzik getting down that right-hand side, causing us issues, being a little bit of a pain in the arse, gets the ball in, and that's a great header, but it's just over the bar. And again, it was Baratelli. How I would love to bring Baratelli to West Ham. And again, look, who is it? None other than Baratelli. A great save by Button. If you actually rewind that, watch that again. Button was wrong-footed, so he done quite well to get to it. But from the corner, sloppy play. Where is the man at the back post? No one's sitting on the back post. And we concede a really sloppy goal in the 30th minute to give West Ham a deficit to Man City, who, let's be fair, from the first half highlights, West Ham have not been at the races, not playing good enough football, not taking the two opportunities they had, two half chances they had. Man City, on the other hand, have been dominating possession, dominating the actual gameplay, and deserve to be 1-0 up. So it forces me into a slight corner, and I feel it's time to bring Adrian on, because I think Adrian's got that little bit more guile than Ravel Morrison to create something for us, to give us that little bit of extra spice, and hopefully, you know, work us towards an equaliser. But we literally kick off the second half, and Baratelli decides that this game is all his. A nice turn in the centre of the park, and from about 25-30 yards, he pings it just over the bar. Actually, Button got a hand to that, and it was an actual corner, but nothing came from the corner. But he was just causing us problems all day long. I mean, look at this ball. Beautiful ball. Who's on the end of it? Baratelli. What pace that boy has. He just gently slips over the top of the bar, and I was like, God, they've got to substitute him at some point, because he's just absolutely frustrating. Filippo giving the ball away cheaply. They play it through to Aguero. Aguero is literally going to be one-on-one with Butland. But look at Butland coming out and going huge. I mean, that is a freaking huge save. It just goes to show he is actually the best keeper in the world at this moment in time. Nelson Oliveira into Rocker. Rocker showing that he's got more to his game than just scoring goals. Look at him bring the ball across the edge of the box. Nice little turn, gives it to Filippo. Filippo with a sexy skill move and slotted it in the bottom corner after 88 minutes to bring it back to 1-1. That was absolutely a fantastic goal from Filippo. Just to show why he should actually be, you know, he should have won the Ballon d'Or for the last 3 seasons. I mean, he's been that good. The final score was West Ham United 1, Manchester City 1. Was I disappointed? Not at all, because that could have been West Ham 1, Manchester City 5, or should I say Baratelli 5, because he literally went to town on us. I mean, unplayable. It's not a term I've used in career mode or on FIFA 13. But Baratelli on Legendary is unfreaking playable. He is just immense. As you can see, the media are making a little bit of the issue that, you know, Guidetti's out injured. What else is he going to be doing? You know, all my players who are injured turn up and watch the game from the stands. You know, that's been done for a long, long time. It's been done for the 5 seasons I've been a manager of West Ham United. I mean, if you've got a broken leg or you're in hospital, then obviously, you know, you're not going to be at the stadium. But you know, he's fit enough to come to the stadium, so he sits in the stand and he will watch the game. It's not a big problem. But what I don't like or appreciate is I think Guidetti's getting a little bit big for his boots here. You know, I'm not usually one to blow my own trumpet, but I think I would have made an impact on that game. Well, yes, I totally agree. I think you would have made an impact on that game, but you're injured. So you wouldn't have made an impact on that game, and you could have put yourself out for about 4 to 6 months. So there's no need to become across as really cocky. It's not the sort of thing that we encourage at West Ham. It's not the sort of thing I want to see from my players, is that sort of arrogance, you know. Your teammates are quality, you know. We've got some really, really good, talented players within this club. So I was a little bit upset that Guidetti sort of took that tone with us, and it just sort of got me thinking about, you know, Baratelli for Guidetti. No, I'm only kidding. I would never do that. I don't think we can afford Baratelli's wages, to be honest. I think he's on like £110,000, £120,000 a week, so I don't think we could afford his wages, as much as I would love to bring him to the club, because, as I say, he was just unplayable. Absolutely unplayable. I struggled so much to stay in that game, and I don't know, honestly, how we actually did finish 1-1. I mean, we got a little piece of luck in that second half with Rocker, that nice little turn into Filippo, and for once the move came off. Filippo just knocked it round him and slotted it home. But we have other things to concentrate on, and that's the Champions Cup, and we have to go to Mönchengladbach. And I think it's going to be a hard game because obviously Luc de Jong is still got his nose slightly out of joint that we didn't purchase him, and we took obviously Nelson Oliveira, and as you can see, it's a really changed up side just because the amount of games we've got in such quick succession. We really are struggling with fitness, and we have to utilise the depth of our squad, and I don't want to risk overplaying players, especially our bigger players, and getting more injuries. But look at Adrian there, silky, so silky, just glides past players. The pass wasn't, you know, anything to write home about, and that's been the problem over the last few weeks. You know, our passing has been unbelievably awful. Zaha trying to be very flamboyant there, no need for it in the centre of the park. You know, he should really be concentrating actually attacking and getting the ball into an attacking area. But as you can see, Gabs was fouled there. I believe it was like a handball more than an actual foul on Gabs. But Adrian felt that he could do the business. He could slot this into the top corner. Will I score my first free kick? No. But what can you do? Free kicks aren't my forte. Whoopie-doo. Anyway, Mönchengladbach really made a game of it, and they were very good in the first half. Very hard to break down. They played some very slick, quick football. That, for me, was a good opportunity for him. But Butland, again, he just spreads himself like an old-style Peter Schmeichel. It's hilarious to watch on the replays. He really makes himself huge and just becomes this brick wall, which is just phenomenal. I mean, his statistics alone are phenomenal and scary. So it was 0-0 at half-time, and I was pretty hopeful. I felt that we had, you know, the players in our armoury to go and get the victory. And we need the victory because we've still got to play some very, very important games, and we could be going out of the competition if we're not careful. And a nice piece of play there. I mean, the ball to the edge of the 18-yard box was absolutely sublime. Something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting the low cross. Nope, they pulled it to the 18-yard box. Completely caught me off guard, and that was a very, very nice finish. A very well constructed goal, which was disappointing from my point of view and from the lads' point of view, because we've been working really hard. You know, we were really in the game. We then decided to start pushing a little bit more forward, committing more players forward, but it didn't matter. Mönchengladbach just had far too much for us. A nice ball over the top and a great goal from Zimmerman. And after 76 minutes, we were pretty much down and out, which was really, really frustrating. You know, I'm not 100% sure what's going wrong with the lads at the moment in time. You know, we are working on everything in training. We're working on passing. We're working on our tackling. Speaking of tackling, we didn't work on that. Callas, as you can see, is just I think he took it to heart. I think the lads are taking a lot of it to heart. They're getting really frustrated themselves. As you can see, Filippo also gets booked. Filippo's booking was for, well, just being offensive to the referee, generally, just not being happy with some of the decisions that he made. And Callis was sent off rightly, which is a shame. But at this moment in time, we're on a little bit of a downer, which is frustrating. But hopefully we'll be back up there, fighting and getting into the next round of the Champions Cup and progressing in the league, because we need to pick up some points in the league desperately. We desperately need to pick up some points. And we need a good positive result. We need to batter someone to get some of that confidence back. Anyway, guys, hope you really enjoyed this episode. And I will catch you next time.